Behind me is a new utility-scale solar array. When it's finished, the owner will have spent $23 million in order to generate 32 megawatts of electricity. Beyond Chesapeake, the owners plan to invest $500 million building other utility-scale solar generators across the state of Virginia. This is known locally as Hickory Solar Farm, or more formally as Caden Energix Hickory, LLC. Before building, the owners had to get a special zoning permit to construct a utility-scale generating facility on the farmland where it sits. That exemption was granted by the City of Chesapeake City Council on February 14 of 2018. It wasn't easy. Hickory Solar Farm had to verify its equipment wouldn't interfere with nearby naval air operations at Virginia Beach and other military facilities. Owners also had to guarantee they would pay $50,000 per year to the City of Chesapeake Open Space and Agricultural Program, manage vegetation without herbicides, and build a security fence around the entire perimeter of this massive site. On October 28, 2019, the owners presented a comprehensive plan for decommissioning this site in 35 years, which could cost up to $2.2 million. But who's behind the massive utility-scale solar power initiative? And did the City of Chesapeake look closely into the ultimate beneficial owners? Municipal code required it. Under Section 17102, subsection 11, it states that applicants for conditional use permits must provide, quote, an identification of any potentially adverse effects that may be associated with the proposed conditional use and the means proposed by the applicant to avoid, minimize, or mitigate such effects. Caden Energix, LLC of Hickory, is incorporated under Energix Renewable Energies Limited, and it's an Israel-based company that has been cited numerous times for its violations of human rights in occupied Palestine in the West Bank and in occupied Syria in the Golan Heights. In January of 2017, the organization Who Profits referred to Article 55 of the Hague Regulations and cited Energix Renewable Energies for a variety of violations, including illegally seizing 98,749 square meters of Palestinian land to build its Mataram solar field in the Israeli-occupied West Bank, and illegally operating a 155 megawatt turbine wind facility in the Israeli-occupied Golan Heights. And most important of all, on February 12, 2020, the United Nations Human Rights Council designated Energix Renewable Energy Limited of Israel as a Category G company operating in Israeli-occupied territories, and stated that the company's activities as other Category G companies raise particular human rights concerns. Did the City of Chesapeake look closely enough into the company it was granting a 35-year special exemption to rural zoning laws? Did the City of Chesapeake violate its own municipal code? Most Virginia cities and counties approached by Energix also have to consider whether the company violates federal law. Since the earliest days of the United States, it has been against the law for persons, which includes corporations, to engage in enterprises against territories and peoples with whom the U.S. is at peace. Energix conceals its complicities in human rights violations when it holds public meetings about its solar energy projects in Virginia, opening the question of whether it will also flout other laws and legal obligations. This is a major concern. Energix solar arrays are typically operating over 35-year periods. Will a company that flouts international and U.S. law honor commitments to recycle the toxic chemicals contained in solar panels and remediate sites at the end of their lease? Will it even be financially able to do so if its overseas victims begin to sue and win damages for Energix overseas human rights violations in U.S. courts? The concerns raised by Energix have not gone unnoticed in the Commonwealth. The Virginia Coalition for Human Rights, a network of organizations dedicated to upholding human rights, have begun petitioning cities and counties not to grant permits to Energix. It remains to be seen whether the human rights concerns raised by Energix are enough to make elected officials choose upstanding Virginia and U.S. solar operators instead of Energix.